Hi, my name is Kay with Mink and welcome back to the experience. Now today I'm going to be demonstrating how raw bundles are different from each other in color, and our particular client actually wants all black, but this is what the raw bundles look like. You see this middle bundle is like a light brown, this bundle is a medium brown, and this one is almost like a chocolate brown. So they're literally all different colors. And then we have the matching closure. Now, we are in the middle of the corona outbreak, so unfortunately we're going to have to use beauty supply store coloring, which honestly Color Silk is not that bad. It's actually a pretty good brand and it takes very well to the color. But yeah, so I'm going to be using this and possibly this keratin color by, I can't pronounce that, so I'm going to just put it across the screen. But I've never used this color before, so if we have to use it, I really don't know what the outcome would be, but hopefully these 3 boxes will be enough. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get started, of course you need 3 bundles from the mcexperience.com, a closure or a frontal of your choice, some gloves. Again, I'm using the Revlon Color Silk color. I have brushes and bowls for coloring, a wig block for the closure, and a mannequin stand. Of course, before we get started, you always want to put your gloves on to make sure that A, you are protecting your hands, and B, that you don't get the color everywhere. Also, with any hair dye that you're using, you always want to use the directions.
And I did not read the directions. I gotta read it.
I think you put this hair. Okay, for this particular dye, you're going to take the peroxide developer and mix the color into each bottle. That's typically what you would do, but since I'm going to be applying it from out of a bowl, I am going to put the peroxide developer inside of the bowl first. Then I'm going to go in and add the color. And this is already pre-measured, so you don't really have to worry about measuring it. And then you're going to mix thoroughly. So now that the color is developing, you're going to place it off to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and start to color the closure. I'm going to take the same brush that I was using to brush through the bundles, and I'm simply going to brush through the closure. And you want to be careful. I did hit the lace a little bit, but if you're using the same brush, your brush probably has dye on it. So just be very careful when you're brushing through it. So I'm going to take my dye on the brush and apply it to the bottom portion of the closure, smoothing it as I go, and I'm using it liberally. Again, smoothing it as I go and taking that brush, brushing it through. We want to take the comb it through And lastly, I'm going to take a finer tooth comb and comb it again. I'm going to repeat this process just to make sure I thoroughly saturate the hair, because this is the closure piece. This is the piece that's going to be on the top of the head, and you don't want to miss any spots, especially when working with black. You can tell the difference when the hair has been washed. Más, por favor.
Sure.
More, please. Say more, please.
More.
I'm welcome, huh? So you didn't understand what I was saying, but you acted like. Okay. Más means more. I need some more though, please. Now what you see me doing here is simply applying the color as high as I possibly can without actually touching the lace. And I'm going to show you all in a second how to properly apply color onto your hair without actually dyeing the lace. Very, very important. Okay, now that I've reached the point as far as I can go, I'm going to take a different brush and I'm going to separate the closure. And I'm just paying attention to make sure that I don't have dye on the tip, which I do. So I'm going to wipe it off. That way I can make sure that I'm not accidentally applying dye onto the lace as I'm separating this closure. And I'm just going to do 4 quadrants. What you're going to see me doing here is combing the hair into position. And I did start from the top versus the bottom because I wanted to apply the dye that I do have on the comb onto the hair that's closer to the lace, while positioning the hair at the same time. Okay, now that I have all of my sections nice and separated, I'm going to take the brush and get as close as possible to the hair without actually touching it. Just going to continue this process all throughout the application. It's repetitive. You're literally going to be doing the same thing, but you're not going to touch up the roots yet. Leave the roots until the very end. This is what your closure should look like. And now to put the final touches on it, you're going to take a feather tipped brush, and this is what it looks like on the edges. It's not straight across, it's feathered, and that's going to give you the best application. So you apply the dye on the outside and you part it, small sections. Okay, so lift the hair, brush upward. You don't want to brush down because at this point we already have the dye very close to the lace. I mean comb upward. And you're looking for any spots that you may have missed. Like I missed that very front spot, so I'm just gonna go take the brush and get as close as possible without actually touching the lace. I'm gonna go back and comb through that. Now we're gonna repeat this process on all 4 sections. So this is the part with the lace. This is what we are looking like. With the color on it, I did just wash it out. And I'm waiting on our client to see if she actually wants me to bleach the knots. I did forget to ask her. However, our knots are so fine that bleaching the knots are not really necessary. It's an option. Y'all see that? But yeah, this is what we're looking like. These are the bundles. I did let them air dry overnight. And I like to just twist them up at the bottom to help the pattern come back some. But these are just beautiful. I love, 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 love our mink hair. It's the bomb. It really is. But if she says she wants them bleached, I will come back and show y'all. Okay, so we are back and I talked to our client and she does want her knots bleached, which is great because I did want to demonstrate how you bleach your knots without messing them up. So today I'm going to be using the Prism lights in blue. They have violet as well, but we use the blue. And I'm going to use the Salon Care 30 Volume Cream Developer. Here is my mixing bowl right here. Just pour some, about a teaspoon into the mixing bowl. Maybe a little bit more than a teaspoon, but not too much. This is what we're looking like right here. A little amount. Then I'm going to take the developer, and usually you want to pour equal parts of developer into your bleach, but I don't want to do that because I want my mixture to be thick. So that's the amount of developer I chose to use, which is about half a teaspoon. And I'm just simply gonna mix that mixture up. Let me get up into the camera. I'm simply mixing the mixture up, and I want it to have this paste-like consistency. It is a little bit thicker than what I would want for it to be. Okay, so this is what the consistency is looking like. Let me turn the light down so you can really see it. But yes, this is what the consistency is looking like. Super thick. We don't want it to run through the lace, which is why you want it to be thick. And now it's ready to be applied, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it onto the lace. Okay, so what I have done is I placed the closure onto the mannequin block, and you can do it on the table. I just did it on the mannequin block so that it would be easier to demonstrate how I'm doing it. I'm going to take my bleach and start tapping it onto the lace. I want to tap it on there because I do want it to get to the other side of the knots but I want to make sure that I'm also careful with it because I don't want it to go too far beyond the knots. Alright, so this is what we are looking like. And we're going to let that process. I like to check mine every 10 minutes just to make sure that it's not over processing. And after the first 20 minutes, which means I'm going to check it twice within that time. And this is how much I have left, by the way. But yes, after it's been 20 minutes, which means I would have checked it twice within that time, I start to check it in 5-minute increments just to make sure that I am not over bleaching the knots and over processing the hair. So we'll be back. As you can see, she has been scalped. She is looking like scalp all throughout. Yeah. Now that we're done opening up the bundles, you're just gonna press on the section where it was gathered to help release the bundles, and grab your brush or your comb or whatever it is that you want to use to detangle, and then begin unrolling the hair. Once you have unrolled it fully, you're going to take it and fold it twice. And your bundle should now look like this. So I'm going to take this bowl. I'm going to take my first bundle. I'm going to lean the tracks off to the side. And I'm just going to start applying the color. You don't have to be too neat with this process initially anyway. You just want to place the color on the bundles and make sure you're saturating it, meaning that you're going to try to put the color on every strand. So we're back. Don't cut it. I want you just cut it out. Hold on. Alright guys, so we're back. I have already applied all of the dye. And I am going to show you all a side-by-side comparison. But these are the bundles after the dye has been applied to them. Nice and black. Now we're going to move over to the closure. That is the end of this tutorial. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching us. If you like this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. We're going to be coming at you all with lots of new great content. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. And please rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye. hurting that bad?
And it's bad because I'm sitting up and standing like this, but my stomach's poking out.
What? What does that do with your back?
Because the way my stomach posting out, it's been a crease in my back. Like, look at this.
Great.
Nah, like right
You just chunky.
Nah, with a roll and stuff.
You chunky.
That's what it hurts.
When you look, the little lasso tea, I'm gonna let you try that, okay? It's supposed to help you lose weight. It's a 2 week supply.